Welcome to the Explainer. Have you ever really thought about that tiny pill you're about to swallow? It's not just some chalky tablet. It's more like a microscopic guided missile on a secret mission inside your body. Today, we're going to crack that code and find out exactly how it knows what to do.
So let's just jump right in. Here's the big question, right? How can something so small, a single pill, have such a massive, targeted effect on this incredibly complex machine we call the human body? I mean, it sounds a little like magic, doesn't it? Well, it's not. It's pure science.
The answer to that question lies in understanding the secret mission of every single drug. And that mission is guided by a really fascinating field of science called molecular pharmacology. Okay, so let's start with the big picture, pharmacology. You can think of it as the rule book for how chemicals and our bodies get along. It basically asks two simple questions. What does this thing do to the body, and how in the world does it do it? And in this context, the word drug is super specific. We're not talking about just any old chemical. We're talking about a custom-designed tool, a molecule that has a precise structure built for a single purpose, to go in and fix something that's gone wrong.
And this is where it gets really, really cool. Molecular pharmacology zooms us in from that big picture right down to the microscopic level. So we're not looking at the whole body anymore. We're literally watching a single drug molecule hunt for its specific target inside one of our cells and, well, flip a switch.
So how does this incredibly intricate dance actually work? The best way to understand it, the way scientists even think about it, is with a simple but really powerful analogy: a lock and a key.
Think about it. A drug can't just be a sledgehammer, right? Just smashing around causing chaos everywhere. It has to be a precision instrument. Just like your house key is cut to only open your front door, a drug is designed to fit perfectly into one specific molecular lock. If you get it wrong, you could end up unlocking a dozen other doors you never, ever intended to open.
So what exactly are these locks? Well, in our bodies, they're called receptors. I want you to picture every single one of your cells just dotted with millions of these tiny little docking stations. They are the gatekeepers. They control everything from your heartbeat to your mood, and they're just sitting there, waiting for the right chemical key to come along and give them a turn. And if the receptor is the lock, then the key is something we call the pharmacophore. Now, it's not the entire drug molecule that matters, just the crucial part of it, the specific 3D pattern of atoms that is perfectly shaped to slot into that receptor. It is, quite literally, the business end of the key. But, not every drug is some elegant, precision-cut key. Some are, well, they're more like a battering ram. They don't pick the lock, they just knock down the whole door. And this reveals two fundamentally different strategies in how we design drugs. Yeah. This lays out the difference perfectly. So on the left, you've got the key. These drugs are incredibly potent even in tiny doses because their specific 3D shape is everything. You change one single atom and they might stop working completely. But then on the right, you have the battering ram. These drugs, think antacids or disinfectants, they work based on their general chemical properties, not a specific shape. And that's why you need a much larger dose, and tweaking their structure a little bit doesn't really make a huge difference.
So if you want to design that perfect key, you have this huge problem you have to solve first. You've got to find the right lock. And that one single lock is hidden in a sea of thousands upon thousands of others inside our bodies.
Seriously, try to imagine finding one specific person in a sold-out stadium, but you have no idea where they're sitting. That's pretty much the challenge scientists face. Every cell membrane is just this crowded mess of thousands of different proteins, and they have to somehow find and pull out just one, the single receptor they want to build a drug for. So how on earth do they do it? It's actually an incredibly clever technique. First, they burst the cells open, which creates this chaotic soup of all the proteins that were inside. Then they use a molecular magnet. This is a molecule called a ligand that they already know sticks specifically to their target. They dip this magnet into the soup, and it just fishes out the one receptor they're looking for. Finally, they just release it from the magnet, and boom, they have a pure sample to work with. Pretty smart, huh?
Okay, so once scientists have found the lock, and they understand how it works, the real mission can finally begin: designing the absolute perfect key to fit it.
So where do these ideas even come from? Well, honestly, sometimes it's just pure luck, like accidentally finding out that a drug for tuberculosis also worked as an antidepressant. Other times, it's a brute force search, just testing thousands and thousands of chemicals. Or ideas can come from nature. by studying the compounds in ancient medicinal plants. Or sometimes it's just about taking an existing drug and trying to make it even better.
But while we do still get lucky sometimes, modern drug discovery has really moved beyond just chance and observation. Today, it is all about rational design. It's less like searching for a four-leaf clover and a lot more like being an architect with a detailed blueprint.
And this is that modern blueprint. Step 1, scientists create a perfect atomic-level 3D map of the lock. Step 2, they move to the computer, and using incredibly powerful software, they can design and test millions of different digital keys, checking for that perfect fit without ever touching a single test tube. I mean, this has completely revolutionized the speed and the precision of drug design.
And this is the really critical takeaway from all of this. Understanding the lock and key at this deep molecular level isn't just some academic exercise. It completely changes the entire future of medicine.
This quote just nails it. When you know exactly why a certain key shape works, you can start designing master keys. This means creating drugs that are way more effective, have pinpoint accuracy, which reduces side effects, and are custom-built for a specific disease in a way that honestly used to be science fiction. And that just leaves us with this incredible thought. We are, piece by piece, building a complete atlas of our body's molecular locks. And for every single lock we map, we get a new target. So the question isn't really if we can design the key anymore. The real question is, which door do we want to unlock next?